This video lesson is on how to find the surface area and volume of a cylinder. On the problems that you'll have, you get formulas for these. So the surface area of a right circular cylinder, which that's what this is, would be 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. The 2 pi RH is the lateral surface area around the sides, and the 2 pi r squared comes from the two circular top and bottom, or left and right side in this case. And then we'll use the volume formula, which is pi h times r squared, or typically we write it pi r squared h. It's just written a little unusual in that particular case, but it means the same thing. So let's start out with the surface area. And the surface area is 2 pi. Now we're going to use pi to be approximately 3.1 farad when we come to the approximations. So we'll work the whole problem through with pi as the variable pi. And then r, as we look at this, here's our r is the 2 inches, so that's 2 inches. And then the height, which we see here, is 12 inches. 2 pi r h is 2 pi r times 12 right here. Plus 2 pi r squared, so that's 2 pi times 2 squared. Now notice this is a two-dimensional measurement. Surface area is two-dimensional. So the radius is in inches and the height is in inches, so we multiply inches times inches, we get square inches. Similarly here we get 2 inches times 2 inches, which is square inches also. So let's just do the calculation. 2 times pi, well, pi is like an x in this case, we'll just leave it as pi. 2 times 2 times 12 is 48, so that's 48 pi. And then 2 pi times 2 squared, well, that's 2 squared is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8, so that's 8 pi. Now those are like terms, if you will. 48 and 8 is 56, so that's 56 pi. And so that's the exact value of the surface area, is 56 pi. The next thing we would do is to find the approximation of that, and to approximate it, we'd say that's 56 times 3.14. So I'll pause a minute. You can do that on your calculator. And I got 175.84. And then, of course, the units are already written in there for you. I would normally write my square inches in there. So 175.84 is our approximation. So note that you always work with pi as pi. Keep it as pi until the very end, and when you're asked to do an approximation. It's easier than doing calculations in the middle. We would have had to multiply 3.14 times 48 here, and then another 3.14 times 8. So we've been doing two multiplications, where here at the end we only needed to do one. So it's a little simpler also. Now the volume is actually a simpler measurement for calculating anyway. But remember, volume is three-dimensional, right? Volume is three-dimensional, as opposed to area, which is two-dimensional. And so these are going to be cubic inches, and that's why we have the inches with the little 3 in the exponent there. We read that as cubic inches, and that is pi r squared times the height. That's the area of the base. These are called bases. These end pieces are bases. So yeah, we would tend to call that a base in there. And then here's the other base. So anyway, it's the area of the base times the height. So in other words, some people write it as this even. When you have anything, a right circular, right figure, it seems where the sides are perpendicular to the base. So what is pi times? We've already done pi r squared. We have it in the previous problems. Pi times 2 squared times h, which is 12. So this actually is pi times 4 times 12 is 48 pi. Much simpler. And now we multiply 48 times 3.414 as an approximation. You can stop the video for a second to do that. That is 150.72. That would be in, of course I didn't write it, but this should be in cubic inches, because basically this 2 squared that's really 2 inches times 2 inches times the height is 12 inches. So we have inches times inches times inches, which gives us cubic inches. So it's 150.72 cubic inches rather, and that is it. I hope you found this video helpful.